What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Evercrisis video. Alright guys, Sunday, family day, as usual, less content, but I have another glitch one to talk about. Again, I will not be using this as an exploit at all. I'm just showing you guys what's going on. So for the devs, if you ever watch any of my videos or anyone associated with this game watches any of my videos, these are the kind of things you guys kind of have to watch out for. This has been going on for quite some time. I didn't want to bring it up at all. But again, because a lot of people are asking me to draw some light on it and shed some light on it and draw a little bit of attention towards it, I think it's a good thing to talk about. So there is a glitch. So actually, there's two things I'm going to talk about today. Number one, the evils of stamina and why it's required. I'll talk about it after this part. And then, of course, the glitch itself, which we're going to talk about now. So the glitch itself is actually going to be part of the Sephiroth event with gold tickets. It's 4 days left. I don't think the devs are going to care. I don't think they're going to patch it. But what's happening here, guys, is you can actually complete the mission that requires you to do this daily here and get extra tickets every single day. Okay? And the way it works is simply this. If you do the actual 200 tickets but don't pick it up, if you go back to your home, the mission here, sorry, not the mission, the gift, will actually provide you 200 draw tickets. You guys can, if you don't draw it, what'll end up happening if you don't pick up the mission, right here? Oh, there it is. Never mind, it did work for me. Okay, so the way, let me explain it again, okay? So start from scratch. So what happens is whenever you do this mission here, you obtain 200 gold victory draw tickets, and if you don't claim it, the next day, it'll pop up in your mail, okay, in your gift. If you claim it in your gift box, not only are you getting yesterday's ticket prize, but you're also getting the completion of this one right away. So you guys can see here, because I picked it up, I get 200. Now, if I don't pick this up again, tomorrow, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get another 200 tickets in the mailbox, and then it'll complete this one again. And you keep doing this. And what this ends up doing is obviously not making you spend any of your stamina to get gold tickets. You can strictly focus on getting yourself tickets right here in the lower tiers to get you more bronze and silver tickets. Okay, this has been going on for quite some time. All right, I'm not going to take advantage of it. I'm going to close this. I'm not going to claim that 200. I'm just going to use what I have now and just do these draw tickets. Okay, so you guys can see how it works. Again, I just want to show you guys how it works. All right, so I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not going to use the extra. This is the first time I've done it, by the way. Someone explained it to me and wanted me to test it. This is the first time I've seen it actually work, so that's why I thought it didn't work. So now it makes sense. So it actually does work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do another 200 worth of, so what I'll end up doing, I'll do another 200 worth of these to get 200 of those, and then we're going to call it even. Okay, so I'll do 400 worth of getting these tickets. So my stamina will go towards this, okay, just to keep it even keel. But I just want to show you guys how this works and how the glitch works. For the devs, just so you guys are aware, these are the kind of things that players are finding. Not every player takes advantage of this. Some players are just finding it and just letting people know about it, right? And this is something I don't think you can really fault the player for. It's something that you guys have to obviously do better quality and assurance to ensure that these glitches don't happen. Okay, that was it. That's all I want to talk about. Okay, for those who want to do it, do it. Obviously, I'm going to do all my stamina towards getting an extra 200, so I feel like I've earned it, and we'll call it a day. Again, I just need to show you guys how it worked. First time I've done it, and it actually does work. So again, don't claim it. Let it sit. Goes in your mailbox. Claim it the next day. Your 200 tickets will be done the following day, and you don't have to do that. So again, another glitch that obviously. Shout out to those folks who talked about it for days with me. I just didn't want to do it. But now I figured, you know what? I already talked about the Ramu glitch. Let's talk about this one. And really the purpose here is I do want the devs to see this and kind of focus on fixing a lot of these problems. Now, let's talk about stamina. Stamina. Okay. Stamina was a big deal in the beginning of the game. And then it became less of a big deal when they started giving us more stamina pots and then obviously increased the stamina regeneration rate, which I think was a fantastic quality of life move and was absolutely required. I'm still seeing a lot of people complain about stamina issues. I am one of those people who only have 25 tonics left, and obviously level 55 is now out. You guys can do additional enhancement quests for training, for example, and get yourself more EXP. because on the 15th, right? Today's what? Today's the 15th, so it should be dropping today at 10 p.m. Okay, so a lot of people are gonna rush through this with all their stamina pots, if you have any left. Some people are under the impression that stamina shouldn't exist in this game. That it should just be straight up grind if you want to. Now here is what you guys have to understand from a business perspective. I'm going to strictly speak on a business perspective. If you were a whale, if you were a spender, so a whale, so a lot of people don't know what whales are, so I'm going to just spell it out. Whales are people who spend a lot of money on the games to advance further, increase their power, buy packages, and kind of take quote unquote, not shortcuts, but ways to enhance their gaming experience. Let's go with that. Most people who spend understand that time is money, right? So where it becomes a problem is that whales support the game by spending to give themselves an advantage because they don't have the time to grind as someone who maybe, for example, is a free-to-play player and has all day to grind. If you take away the stamina system and allow everyone the ability to grind non-stop, and stamina is no longer a factor, you are then taking away the ability for whales to have the advantage that they pay for. And that's a fact, right? Whales pay for an advantage. They pay to not only support the game, but also to have an advantage over free to play. Now, I've heard a lot of rumblings, obviously, at the concept of remove stamina, let us play the game however we want to play. But I'm going to say this. If you auto-click her, read between the lines of what I just said. If you auto-click her, right? You auto-click her. You are essentially going to outgrind anybody. And all it becomes then is just a race to end content. If you are auto-clicking her, like most people are, and there's no stamina, the next thing that's going to be a problem is no longer stamina. It's going to be there's no content to do. And you're going to essentially remove any will to play this game because you've done it all. So stamina is an important gatekeeper. It's an evil necessity. I say evil because it forces people to do other things besides play Final Fantasy. And I'm sorry about the gloomy room, by the way. It's like one of my lights just gave out. I gotta fix this. Stamina is required. Like, we need it. I'm very happy that it's in the game because it allows me to do something that is important, I think, and that is time management, stamina management, and prioritizing what's more important in the game, right? Whether it's an event, whether it's weapons, whether it's summon fights, whether it's leveling up, whatever the case may be. I think it's extremely valuable. It's a valuable thing to have. Now, this is not going to sit well with everybody. I'm not here to please people. I'm giving you just my business acumen perspective. Remember, I work for NIT with a lot of big, massive companies. And I can tell you now that in everything in life, there's gatekeeping. Everything in life, there's gatekeeping. You have to moderate everything because here's the thing in life. And if you're a diabetic, you know this. Life is about moderation. Eating is about moderation. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. Too much of a bad thing is a bad thing, right? Too much of anything is bad. So when people want no stamina and they want the ability to grind as much as they want, what you're asking for essentially is for you to get bored of the game super quickly. So I really hope they don't remove the stamina system personally. What they can do, of course, is add additional things like character EXP, add one piece. But again, if you auto-click her, read between the lines of what I'm saying, you're just going to grind it out for too long and you're going to get bored. So for those who don't want stamina, please keep that in mind, right? There's two factors to it. Number one, from a business perspective, you have to remember time is money, and people who support the game and play as whales don't have the time, but they have the money and they want to take advantage of that aspect of their life. For those who have the time, some of them are whales, they have the time and they still spend, and most of them are free to play. For those of us who are free to play, this is my free to play account, you guys are most likely using shortcut ways to get through this game, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But just remember, you will do yourself a disservice by going through the content way too quickly. Because then the next thing you're going to see is people will be like, they don't bring out content fast enough, blah, blah, blah. And then realistically, they're never meant for you to go this fast, this far, right? So keep that in mind. And this is part of one of the reasons why I talked yesterday about not taking advantage of any exploits, it's because I don't like to go at my pace in a game that's designed for you to go at their pace, right? Because they're bringing out content on a planned schedule, right? There's a release schedule that every company follows, and they release these items or these piece of content or a lot of this new battles or whatever the case may be based on their trending numbers of most of their player base and where they're at. And if people are taking shortcuts, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to run out of content, and they're going to notice, and they're going to ban you because you're doing things, shortcutting your way through everything. Or number two, you're going to get content released too fast. You're going to beat it too fast, and you have nothing to do. So for me, stamina, I think, is a requirement, guys. It's an evil necessity. Sometimes I hate it because I'm out of it. I'm like, damn, I want to farm more. But at the same time, it reminds me, all right, guys, it's time to do something different, right? Or prioritize my stamina where it needs to go. Other content will remain. It'll always be there. Remember what it's more important for you. So I want to show you guys those two things. Number one, show you guys the glitch. Do what with it you will. Okay, I'm not going to take advantage. I'm going to go take this 200 stamina right here. I'm going to go and actually get those 200 tickets. I'll use extra stamina Thomas to do that, so that way I don't feel like I cheated the system. I just need to see that it worked to show you guys that it worked, okay? Number two, stamina. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you guys in agreement with me? Are you guys completely, am I out to lunch? Like, am I just talking nonsense? Or do you guys understand where I'm coming from? As a father of two, as a husband, as a full-time IT career who does YouTube on the side and makes content for you guys and for myself, obviously, I would be, and this is why I can't do console games, right? Because usually when I'm doing console games, my audience or my viewers are ahead of me because they have the time. I don't have that kind of time. So for stamina to kind of gatekeep for me, it allows me to create content for you guys and strategize and come up with ways to beat things that are difficult with more strategy and tact than just going in and just putting time towards it. So anyways, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.